Welcome, everybody. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Josh Stuckey. I am one of the owners of Square One Salon and Spa on 3rd Street in the Cannery Building. Yay! Woo! I've been asked to do a couple opening remarks about this great city in which I live and have my business. If you take us back 15 years ago, as a matter of fact, it was 15 years ago on Saturday. If you go back 15 years ago, there were 3 very handsome young men, and I mean we were young men, looking for somewhere to start a business in the Dayton area. And we were told by every single person, go south. Oakwood, Springboro, Bellbrook, go south. But we were 3 boys that believed in the city of Dayton when a lot of people did not. And we started to look around in the city and wanted to see what there was. And we came across this building that had windows falling out of it and smashing on the ground. And somebody said, this is going to be a new project called the Cannery Project. And we knew Beth and Dave, and we talked to them a little bit. And we were so excited that somebody was going to do something that felt like a big city in downtown Dayton. And we went home and told our parents. And our parents said, we're not giving you any money, because that's insanity. To move into a city like Dayton, in a building like the Cannery, is crazy. And I went to my sister, and Brent went to his brother and some friends, and Doug went to his best buddies and said, our families don't think it's a good idea. Do you guys have any money? And they said, we'll float you a loan. So we got a loan, and we went to Beth and Dave and told them about our vision, and Square One opened, despite every one of our friends telling us it would never happen. And 15 years later, we're one of the most profitable salons in the United States of America. And so many of you know, Top 200, we get that in Salon Today magazine pretty consistently. And we were picked as one of the 500 hottest companies in small businesses in the United States over the years. We've won a lot of awards. Some of them we really take a lot of pride in. But probably the biggest thing that we take pride in is being an organization that believes in giving back to the city in which we live. So many companies open in cities, pull out, and go to the suburbs. And they think that's a really great way to do business. Hey, I get it. It's business. But the bottom line is, if you stick with your city and you're loyal to your city, they will be loyal back. And Dayton has been nothing but great to the 3 of us. So thank you to the city. So, cute little story. I don't want to be here all day. I would be, but I won't be. When we first opened, we had so many people from the suburbs, and I'm not picking on the suburbs. I love you suburban people. I love you people. It's not what I mean. But there are plenty of salons out there. When we were opening, there were so many, the Dayton Mall, this and that, saying, oh, no, you got to come out here, you got to come out here. You don't have a chance if you don't come out here. And so all these years later, 15 years later, now it's kind of fun to go to places like Austin Landing and mention our name, and they're like, we like your brand, we like your brand. We like who you are. It's like, interesting how this all is kind of flip-flopped. And so I think it can happen for anyone who's in downtown Dayton. If you build your brand and you stick with your people and you're loyal to the city you come from, this too will flip-flop for you. We have 4 salons now. People say we like your model. We don't even know what our model is. We have no idea. Our model is give to charity as much as you possibly can. Yes, we do. And give to your cities. Yes. I think if you help people, you're going to do well. And so we're now in downtown Columbus. We're in New Albany, which of all the places in the world, we never thought we'd be in New Albany, Ohio. We're in a strip mall in New Albany, right beside Roosters. Okay. That wasn't our model, just so you know. But it came as a package deal with downtown Columbus, and actually New Albany's done very well for us as well. And of course, we're in downtown Centerville. So on the corner there. And so all of these things came from one place, the Cannery Building. We're so proud to be part of the Cannery and downtown Dayton. And I want to let you know a little secret. I told Kim a little bit about this from Olive. Keep your eye, this is a little rumor time. Keep your eye on the corner of 3rd and Wayne in the Cannery Building. How many of you remember Go Home? Well, I know for a fact something's coming in there very shortly, and it's going to be owned by somebody I know very, very well. He's handsome, and he's in a blue shirt with a striped sweater on today. Look for a really fun upscale card and gift shop that's coming in there, and we're excited to do it. We want to keep the cannery going. And last but not least, Christmas is coming, so shop Square One. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the president of the Dayton Downtown Partnership, Sandy Goodorf.
Thanks so much, Josh. And before we get started, I'd like to recognize Michael and Sandy Bashaw for playing during our networking. Thank you so very much. Another fine, special part of our downtown. Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Sandy Goodorf. I'm president of the Downtown Dayton Partnership. And this is my city, like the rest of yours. This afternoon, you're going to be hearing a lot about my city, your city, our city. These are themes that you're just going to hear a lot about today. Why? Because together, we are rebuilding, strengthening, and growing our city. First and foremost, gosh, I'd like to thank all of you for coming. Just the size of this crowd is a real strong indicator about how much you care about our downtown. Before we get started, there's just a couple people I'd like to recognize. We've got several elected officials in the room. Can you stand up, raise your hand, be recognized? Thank you. We also have numerous Downtown Dayton Partnership board members and Special Improvement District members in the audience too. Can you raise your hand or stand up? Thank you so very much. These people work really hard on behalf of our downtown. Okay, we have a real exciting program for you this afternoon, featuring some of our partners, both from the public and private sectors. You will hear firsthand why individuals, property owners, businesses, and institutions have and continue to invest in our downtown. We will report on progress, because that's what we said we would do in 2010 when we rolled out this plan. But we're also going to talk about some challenges we have and some strategic initiatives moving forward, which we also said we would do in 2010. I'm so very proud of the progress that we have made in our downtown. And I hope by the end of this hour, you'll feel the same way that I do. But we know we still have work ahead of us. And the DDP is proud to be a partner in this strategic effort with our other public partners, the City of Dayton, Montgomery County, Citywide Development, RTA, and Five Rivers Metro Parks. But it's also about all of you, the private sector partners, downtown property owners who have invested here, businesses which have chosen to locate and grow here, entrepreneurs who decided to make their dreams come true right here in downtown Dayton. It's also about the growing number of residents who now call downtown home, and many others like you who every day supports our locally owned restaurants, shops, and incredible amenities like the place we're in today. It's because of all of you, this strong public-private partnership, that we are making progress. But of course, all of this takes strong leadership. And it's my distinct pleasure to introduce the co-chairs of the Downtown Dayton Partnership, Mayor Nan Whaley and Dr. Mike Irvin.
Thank you, Sandy, and thank you everyone for coming and joining us today. Greater Downtown is the place for people to create, live, and play. 42,000 employees, 20,000 residents, and more than 7 million visitors per year are part of Greater Downtown Dayton. We are a city on the move, and the Greater Downtown Dayton Plan has been the framework for which we strategically position ourselves so more people will choose to invest here. The City of Dayton is stronger because of the public-private partnerships that the plan has created. I am amazed by the way our partners have found ways to work together to make things happen, and that alone is something we're celebrating. Downtown is on the rise, and as our revitalization continues, new strategies are required to build on our existing assets. More than ever, communities across the country are vying for talent, and the communities with vibrant downtowns are the ones who will win this race. I am proud of the progress we have made since the launch of the plan. I believe all of you will agree after seeing everything today that our city is pretty spectacular. Dr. Irvin, I turn it over to you.
Well, thank you, Mayor. I'll tell you, I'm really excited about the excitement and enthusiasm that I've seen here today. There's real energy in the room. I mean, you can just feel it talking to people, getting ready for this thing to come on. And I think it goes to show how we are all connected with each other. And downtown is for those who want to be connected to their customers, connected to their neighbors and their community. The density and diversity of people downtown feeds an energy that spurs both creativity and innovation. When you're downtown, a chance encounter can become a customer, a collaborator. And one of my favorite collaborators, by the way, is our city manager, Tim Reardon. Now, in 2010, Tim agreed to co-chair this Greater Downtown Dayton plan with me. And so I've really gotten to know Tim well. I can tell you he's supplied a lot of leadership. He's taught me a lot, taught us all a lot. And I just want to tell you that he's really helped make our city better. Now, I think that most of you in the room know that Tim is going to be retiring at the end of...
No, resigning.
Excuse me, resigning. Thank you, Mayor. Correction. Resigning at the end of the year. And I really want everybody here to join me with an enthusiastic round of applause for this great guy. Tim, stand up wherever you are. Oh, there he is. He's hiding over there. Tim never wants the limelight. He's hiding over there. He's really helped make this city a great place, so really our appreciation. Our last community update on this plan was 2 years ago, so we thought here in 2014 it was the right time to sort of regroup and assess the progress that we've made in the plan. But more importantly, it's also the time to relook at things and come up with new strategies for our strategic direction for the future. Now, a team of community partners has been working on this diligently for the last year. They've been holding community meetings and getting input from all of you and other people. So I got to tell you, I'm pretty excited for you to see their work here today. Before we start, though, I'd like to throw out just a couple of numbers for you that really kind of amazed me when we were reviewing the progress. The first one is $400 million. You'd be surprised to know we've actually invested in both public and private dollars, $400 million in downtown Dayton since we've started this plan. That's an amazing number. Yeah. And I will tell you that there's another $200 million already in the pipeline. None of that counts the $417 million or so on I-75. This is just dollars invested right here in the greater downtown. The more important thing is, and exciting for me, because I know all these things that are also in the works, there's a lot more to come. So great things are going on. And lastly, let me say that Dayton is a city for those who want to create. My friend Ed Purvis with Emerson Climate Technologies is going to talk in just a minute about that a little bit. But before we do that, let's take a quick look at how we do business in downtown Dayton. So, lights, camera, action.
Downtown, we don't just do business, we do business together. In our city, we collaborate, make connections, and support each other. This is a place where entrepreneurs bring their visions to life. Because in Dayton, innovation runs in our blood. This is the place to grow. This is downtown Dayton. Let's get to work.
Well, I don't think there's enough seats, but I think it's a good thing. Well, listen, let me first introduce myself. My name is Ed Purvis. I'm the Executive Vice President of Emerson Climate Technologies. I want to start by thanking the Downtown Dayton Partnership and Nan and Mike and Sandy for inviting me here today. I've been a resident of the Greater Dayton area for 31 years, and it's just it's been exciting to watch the progress that's been made in the last few years, thanks to the work of many of the people in this room today. Emerson Climate Technologies is actually located about 40 miles north of here in Sydney, Ohio. We're the world leader in manufacturing equipment for air conditioning and refrigeration. We're about a $4 billion business, which is part of the $25 billion Emerson Electric located in Sydney, Ohio. I've been, like I said, I've been a resident of this area for 31 years since coming here to work. I've been involved in things like the Victoria Theater, the Premier Health Partners across the street, the Dayton Development Coalition, and I, like Emerson, have shared a passion for figuring out things we can do to make Dayton a more vibrant community. A strong Dayton is good for our company, and it's good for our employees. Emerson has, over the years, made significant investments in the arts, in education, in medicine, throughout this community. And we really feel that those are investments that are important if we're going to be a steward of the greater Dayton area. This summer, however, we announced our largest commitment to the Dayton community ever. And in October, we broke ground on what will be by far the biggest research and development facility ever within Emerson Climate Technologies, a state-of-the-art innovation center located down here at May and Stewart on UD's campus, recently called the Helix. The Helix is a 40,000 square foot facility. It's a lab like none other ever created in the world of its kind. The Helix was conceptualized with the idea of developing the future technologies for residential air conditioning, commercial refrigeration, data centers, all the markets that we serve globally. The purpose of this facility was to address the rapidly emerging challenges in our industry. Challenges like dramatic improvements in energy efficiency, environmental stewardship associated with things like global warming, and dealing with the rapid technology innovation associated with big data and connectivity, all of which will dramatically change our industry in the coming years. Inside the Helix will will be 4 independent ecosystems designed to simulate real-world environments in all these different markets we serve. It's a facility that exists nowhere else in the world, and it's a facility, frankly, that will challenge us to create laboratory environments that to this point in time have not been created. It's a $20+ million capital investment in the facility. It'll employ 30 to 50 people, just Emerson people. We'll talk about others here in a minute. It'll be complete a little over a year from now, late 2015, and then we'll be having a grand opening, if all goes well, early in 2016. So we're very, very excited about this facility. But the question could be raised, why Dayton? Well, first of all, this vision was developed in collaboration with the University of Dayton. Emerson has a long-standing relationship with UD. It goes back many years. We employ well over 100 UD graduates alone in our Sydney, Ohio facility. But we viewed this as not just a lab opportunity, but an opportunity to develop a unique collaboration between business and academia. It's something that we think is the type of collaboration that's necessary to create the technologies of the future. The Helix will be a real-world classroom where students and professors will work alongside our Emerson employees to create the next level of solutions to meet all the industry challenges I mentioned earlier. Rest assured, this is not your grandfather's office, it's not your grandfather's lab, but rather a 21st century facility designed around ideation. We will be utilizing the most current tools in concepts and technology innovation. We've traveled all over the world to look at best practice facilities in the area of collaboration to develop dramatic new technology for industry. And it's our intention to apply the best practices of all those facilities here in the Helix in Dayton. But we believe the Helix means even more to the community. Our vision is the Helix will in fact become a global mecca for our industry, a place where our partners, our customers and our partners will come to help us solve the challenges that we've talked about, to come together from around the world to develop the solutions so desperately needed by our industry. We also hope and believe that the Helix will become an economic spark which will not benefit just Emerson, but all of the Dayton community as well. Already, we've had a variety of institutions from around the world contact us, asking us that when the Helix is completed, if the conferences and seminars which they sponsor today in other parts of the world could in fact be performed here in the new facility. So it's for all these reasons that we've made this investment in Dayton. And I'd be remiss if I didn't thank all the people who made this possible. The Dayton Development Coalition, the state of Ohio, the city of Dayton, Montgomery County. This was truly a team effort. And we could not be prouder to be in any community than we are to be involved in Dayton. So we're happy to be here. We're anxious to have a grand opening, and all of you are invited in spring of 2016, and we're excited to begin this journey with the city. So at this time, I'd like to welcome Chris Wire, who will share some more information about transformation going on in and around the Dayton area. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ed. Hello, everybody. So 2 years ago, I stood on the stage at the Engineers Club and shared an update on economic development happening in the city and the progress that we were making. And I'm happy to be here again today to talk about where we've come since then. And along with a lot of you guys, we too have personally made a new investment in downtown by opening a place called Proto Build Bar. It's located, thank you, right next to our other business on First Street, Real Art. And so, what exactly is Proto? Well, it's a creative experience center, but it's kind of hard to explain. It's half bar and cafe, half 3D printing lab, and half electronics makerspace. And I know that's too many halves, but trust me, we've packed a lot into this little place. I've kind of described it as Willy Wonka's factory meets Build-A-Bear for grown-ups. But more specifically, it's a fun place. It's a hands-on place. A place where somebody like me, or maybe a 20-something creative or engineer, or a mom and her son and daughter, can come and with a little help from my crew, put together and build something that's awesome. We kind of feel like it's our goal or our mission in some ways to, through technology and education and a little push in the right direction, get people to realize that they don't have to just be consumers. They can actually be active creators of the world around them. So far, it's been going really well. We've only been open for 3 weeks, but it's starting to take off. And, we actually were planning it for quite some time. And, when we were talking about it, we really could have put it anywhere. We could have put it in New York or Chicago, where we have other offices for real art. We could have put it at a mall, and a lot of people told us we should do that. We could have put it at some random intersection on a big highway, but we chose Dayton, and specifically the downtown, and for a number of reasons. Sure, we knew that we would get some help and guidance from the city and DDP, kind of navigating the process and permits and what we needed to do to make this thing, make it happen. But more specifically, there are some attributes about downtown that are really special. And one, it's authentic, it's interesting, and it's going to be here for the long haul. And maybe even more importantly, we all know about the rich legacy of invention that this town is all about. And I guess it just seemed right to do what we could do to try to continue it, and maybe help inspire a whole new generation of young innovators. So if you've been down there already, thank you. Thank you very much for supporting it. And if you haven't, I spoke with Sandy Gudorf earlier, and she said that she would love to buy each and every one of you a drink at the after party down there. That's really not true. But enough about Proto. What we're doing down there is really pretty small compared to what I'm about to share with you guys. I'd like to spend some time and quickly highlight the economic development progress for Greater Downtown. And I've got loads of facts and figures, so get ready. Right now, there are more than 1,000 businesses in Greater Downtown, more than 800 of which are located in the downtown core. And we have a number of positive strides to expand as a center for innovation and economic opportunity. Greater Downtown's economy is growing and diversifying. Healthcare and education are big contributors poised for future growth. And we can't talk about growth without mentioning CareSource. They've expanded into 2 additional downtown buildings and are expected to grow from 1,400 to nearly 2,000 downtown employees. Hospitals in Greater Dayton or downtown continue to grow as well. Dayton Children's Hospital has started construction on a new $140 million patient tower, and Grandview Hospital has also updated its campus. Premier Health, another big job creator, has also proved their recommitment to downtown through their purchase of 110 North Main Street. Knowledge economy sectors like information, professional, scientific, and creative services are also expanding. Near and dear to my heart, of course, are the creative services sector, and I'm stoked that downtown has attracted so many other creative firms like Tricom B2B, Folio, Catapult Creative, Vela Inc., and the C3 Group, as well as new architectural and engineering firms like Trimont Engineering, Barr and Prevost, and Champlin Architects. And I want you guys all to look at this photo. I got this deck about a week ago, and I've been trying to figure out for the last week what is going on outside that window that is so interesting that these guys missed their big opportunity for their photo shoot. So I don't know whether it's a parade or a gas main leak. I'm going to assume, though, and let's, for the purposes of this meeting, say that they are so interested in all of the developments that are going on downtown that they couldn't turn away for their opportunity. Or they're in the witness protection program. Either one is good. So, anyway, downtown's educational assets continue to play an important role. Recent investments like the GE Epicenter, Midmark, and as Ed mentioned, Emerson Climate Technologies were motivated by their proximity to the talented people we have here in Greater Downtown. And speaking of education, $88 million have been invested or is planned for investment in downtown's educational institutions since the launch of the plan. The learning community employs around 3,700 people, making it one of the largest sector of employers in greater downtown. Existing employers are growing and new companies are choosing downtown as well. The Key Ads headquarters, Business Furniture, and Goodwill's new $10 million headquarters is close to completion. Dinsmore and Scholl, Miller Valentine Gem, and Square One Salon and Spa, as well as Crown Plaza Hotel, are just some of the other businesses that have renewed their commitment to downtown by either expanding or investing in their property through renovations. Dayton's urban riverfront may be the section of Greater Dayton that is poised to see the most growth in the next decade, and projects like the new $36 million Water Street development are drumming up loads of excitement. PNC Bank has committed to be the anchor and tenant in that new development, which you'll hear a little bit more about later since it's a mixed-use project. Greater Dayton is the place for entrepreneurs and a hub for small businesses, and in recent years we've seen an increase in activity. There are now 45 startups receiving support at TechTown, and more than 700 of our downtown businesses have 25 employees or less. And I think this is a pretty exciting statistic that's starting to prove that we're really able to retain new talent in Dayton. The third building in TechTown was also completed, which provides additional space for high-tech job growth and will be the new home for the Mattil Institute for the Advancement of Human Nutrition. So let's talk first floor. New retail is activating downtown's first floor spaces. More than 40,000 square feet of first floor space has been activated since 2010. Part of this success can be attributed to the pop-up project. 16 new shops have been started through this effort, which has activated more than 13,000 square feet and created more than 29 jobs since 2011. And with us today here, I know that we have a few of the pop-up shop owners, so I'd like to ask you guys all to kind of stand up or pop up, and we'll thank you for your effort. You're not standing. Thank you guys for making Dayton a little bit more awesome. In recent years, more and more businesses have recognized the importance to go green and help build a city that's sustainable for the future. Montgomery County's DRG3 program has certified 67 businesses since 2010. Additionally, the downtown streetscapes have gotten a lot greener looking, with beautiful new flowers and the planting of 244 new trees. So where do we go from here? There are 42,000 employees in Greater Downtown, but there's room for some more, right? Greater Downtown has grown as a vibrant, multi-use, and unique destination for businesses large and small, but we know there's still a little bit more work that can be done. At this time, I'd like to welcome to the stage Shelley Dickstein for some more details on the future recommendations that will help build on this success. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. As you've described over the past few minutes, collectively, we have made several strides to expand the business hub for the region. More than ever, our partners are focused on strategies to continue this process. Strategies that that are currently in place, that are working well, and creating new strategies that will help us fulfill the dreams of a vibrant urban core. And I'm going to spend just a couple of minutes to talk a little bit about the key strategies for economic development in the Greater Downtown Plan. First and foremost, we know the most effective way to continue the progress to help companies that are already downtown, help them grow and help them expand. Public and private sector leaders will continue to work together through programs like the Leadership Network to retain downtown businesses and help them grow. But attraction of new employers is not the only, it must also be a focus. We can't just focus on retention, we have to focus on attraction as well. There are many advantages of doing business downtown, and we have to build upon the region's largest contiguous business park. We all need to work together to promote downtown Dayton. Whether you are a property owner, a real estate professional, a business operator, government employee, or resident, we must all do our part in selling downtown and ensuring that the region maintains a strong central core. Having desirable workspaces will be critical to attracting new employers and keeping the ones we already have. Downtown's commercial office towers will need to adapt to remain competitive with the newer building products coming online. A task force led by private partners and stakeholders has already formed to develop strategies and implement those strategies to energize the commercial office market in the core. Many downtowns across the country have established themselves as centers of innovation. In our downtown, entrepreneurs don't have to go it alone, as witnessed earlier. They get the support they need to bring their visions to life. Through the programs available at TechTown and efforts like the Pop-Up Project, downtown has solidified itself as an excellent location to start something new. We must continue to grow an entrepreneurial culture for startups of all sizes and business fields across downtown. If you're an entrepreneur in the Miami Valley, we want you to know there's no better place than downtown Dayton to locate and grow your business. As Chris mentioned, some of the most noticeable progress since the launch of the Greater Downtown Plan has been on downtown's first floor. Local retail entrepreneurs betting on downtown's comeback are primarily responsible for these gains. Downtown shopping has found its niche. Locally owned businesses providing unique, quality, and in many cases, homegrown products. But these local entrepreneurs often don't have the capital that it takes to take on renovation of raw spaces. So expanding the inventory of first floor move-in ready space will be necessary to catalyze more street-level businesses and create a more vibrant urban core in downtown. The aerospace industry continues to be a major strength in the Dayton region, and in particular, the Greater Downtown. We must continue to collaborate with our public and private partners to strategically link our companies with assets to our colleges and universities, with other major aerospace employers in the Greater Downtown, and of course with Wright-Patt Air Force Base. The linkage of these strategic assets will leverage future opportunities and continue growth in our Greater Downtown. And finally, we want to make downtown more green and sustainable. This work will have many environmental and health benefits, but it'll also have economic benefits as well. Implementing green projects will lower operating costs for businesses and property owners and give the Greater Downtown a competitive advantage when it comes to attracting and retaining those important jobs. We will continue to encourage downtown businesses to use the DRG3 Green Business Certification Program that Chris alluded to. But we also are looking at new programs to launch that will soon help our property owners make energy efficiency improvements to their buildings and assist downtown businesses in becoming green friendly. These strategies will help downtown become more sustainable, a necessary ingredient for all communities seeking prosperity, and it will increase the competitive advantage for downtown Dayton. But downtown Dayton is not just a great place to work and do business. More and more, we have residents wanting to locate downtown, and the next video is going to provide some highlights of some of the best aspects of living in our downtown.
Our city isn't just a place to be, it's the place to live. More and more people are moving downtown. Whether you desire Dayton's historic neighborhoods or are looking for modern living, there's a place created just for you. Surround yourself with the finest arts, culture, recreation, and entertainment in our community. In our city, we believe the best attraction should be steps from your front door. This is downtown Dayton. Welcome home.
Hello, my name is Charlie Sims. I'm the president of Charles Sims Development, and proud to be a sixth-generation Daytonian. I'm here to tell you that I really believe a new day has dawned for housing in downtown Dayton. As we know, housing is our largest industry in the country. It leads the country in and out of recessions, and I think it's going to help lead Dayton out of or into the future. When the partnership started about 4 years ago, I got a call from Mike Irvin and Walt Hibner asking me to be on the committee, and I said sure, I'd be happy to, but in my mind didn't think I would ever build in downtown Dayton. So we met in this committee at the partnership, and people are always trying to get ideas from other cities. Well, we talked about the city of Cincinnati had the 3CDC and $100 million in their coffers from their big companies that were redoing over the Rhine and whatever, all their neighborhoods. And we looked around and we said, well, how much have we raised? Is Dan O'Donnell here with PNC? It's like, we don't have very much, if anything. So I thought it would be great for us to keep the challenge, take the challenge, and move forward anyway. So we worked with the city, and we came up to start our first housing community, Patterson Square. It's going to be 18 homes on 1 acre, which, first of all, as a developer, that sounded great. 18 units on 1 acre, wow. More than 3 or 4 out in the suburbs, you're doing good. So, and we sold those first 18 units in about 7 or 8 months. It was amazing. Next to a 4-story parking garage. So it was amazing. So in our next site was 14 townhomes working with Citywide next to Miami Valley Hospital. And I'm happy to report that there's only 3 for sale there remaining, so we sold 11. And then our next site was Patterson Place, 31 units on an acre. Wow, we're really cranking now. But we had to pay for that ground. We didn't get the great land deal, but it's good because land now has a value, and we knew it had a value anyway. So it's coming around in Dayton, and because the ground is limited too. So, but it's just very exciting through that downtown partnership committee that this came about. I'm also happy. So recapping all those communities, it was just last week that I signed the purchase agreement on our 50th sale in downtown Dayton. And that represents over $10 million in sales. So, but why are people coming downtown? Well, because it's green. You're using the existing infrastructure. The roads are in, the sewer's in, the water's there, the amenities are there. The suburban, there was a lot, it took a bad rap on sprawl, and it was probably over sprawling. But it makes things affordable, and it makes things, people can, the walkability is a big thing. So, and then the other people that are involved, you're going to hear more about it, but this waterfront project, in the very beginning when I first came in, and I know, I think Gary, the mayor at the time, had a town meeting, and I said, we got to get other people to come and help me build all these houses, because we need thousands, and I think we're going to get thousands. So, but we have, Greg Thompson has done his 6th Street lofts. They've done very well. You've got the Waterstone and the McCormick Place are just examples of other places that are happening in building downtown. So I just want to say thanks to Sandy and the people at the city. Also, the city's been excellent to work with. Their whole building department, their economic development team, Amy Walbridge, they all been very nice to me. And I just want to say thank you very much. So right now I want to introduce Shannon Isom, who is a resident in one of the great downtown Dayton neighborhoods. Thank you.
Good evening, and thank you. As the CEO of the YWC, I love the fact that I can come downtown to work every day. It is a great place to work for many reasons, and the greatest is that it's so close to home. I am happy to say that downtown is my home, and as a neighborhood, it is a fabulous place not only to work, but to live. I'm going to ask all the downtown residents who share this feeling of how much we love our neighborhood to please stand. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. My husband and I and our 2 children live in the Grafton Hill Historic District. We have lived here for over 8 years and have seen firsthand all of the efforts, many major efforts, to increase the types of housing that are available in Greater Downtown. Strategies to make Greater Downtown an 18-hour-a-day urban neighborhood that are integral to ensure a more active, busy, and fun environment, all to attract both people and business to the area. It attracted us. An aggressive housing strategy is paramount to attracting more young professionals, students, empty nesters, and others to live in Dayton's urban core. I truly believe that we are making progress in this front. Since the launch of the plan, 320 housing units have been completed and 444 are under development. The number of downtown condos alone has increased by 75% since the launch of the plan, with many of these new units selling before construction has even been finished. 6th Street Lofts, Patterson Place, and Patterson Square fall into this category. I'm excited to see the new Water Street condos and how that will look upon completion. Downtown Apartments also boasts the region's lowest apartment vacancy rate at 3.6%. The historic districts surrounding downtown also provide excellent urban living options. Many of these homes have been restored to their original beauty, and property values for over 1,800 properties in the 10 historic districts increased by 14%. For those of you who are looking for a historic home, it takes many, many years to restore it to its original beauty. We're on our 8th year. I'd like to spend a little time talking about the downtown lifestyle. When you live downtown, the region's best amenities are literally right outside your doorstep. I love the convenience of living downtown and being steps away from some of the favorite places in which both me as well as my family frequent. The Dayton Art Institute, Riverscape, Boston Stokers, Schuster Center, and many, many of the areas within the Oregon District, and we also take many walks to 2nd Street Market. All of which for me, as well as my family, has been a wonderful respite. We bike, we run, and we spend a lot of time within the neighborhood getting to meet others. I'm excited about other amenities as well that are under construction. We have the new Dayton Metro Library, which will be an incredible asset for our neighborhood. There are so many walkable destinations within minutes, and much progress has been made in making our streets more pedestrian-friendly and have a great sense of place, which you'll hear more about in a minute. This is a safe neighborhood. New policing efforts by the Dayton Police Department have strengthened patrols as well as programs like the Downtown Dayton Ambassador Program, making it even safer and more welcoming. I get this question quite often living in downtown, as well as I run a lot in downtown. Is it safe? The most menacing things that have broken into my home has been bats and squirrels. So I do love my city, and I look forward to welcoming many new neighbors in the future. I believe that more and more people will look at making downtown their home because there are so many exciting things happening here and more planned for the future, like the new bike share program. Speaking of bike share, I think I see someone testing out one of the bikes now. Introducing Mark Donaghy.
Thank you, Shannon, and once again, welcome everybody. Hello, I'm Mark Donaghy. I'm a proud resident of the city of Dayton, and also the executive director of your RTA. It would be an understatement to say that I'm excited about the new bike share program we are partnering on with Bike Miami Valley. Many of you know the city of Dayton stepped up last year and committed the local share match so that we could bring over $1 million in capital improvements into the bike share program. And we are rolling with our plans to get these bikes out on the downtown streets in 2015. There have been a lot of cycling infrastructure improvements that we've made since the launch of the Greater Downtown Dayton Plan, with more bike lanes, sharrows, and bike racks. And by launching a bike share program, we are taking things to the next level. There are an additional $6.6 million of cycling projects in the pipeline through 2018, and these projects will help cyclists safely navigate the downtown roadways. I'd like to also spend some time talking about our streets in downtown Dayton. Our streets are complete streets, built for pedestrians, cyclists, my favorite people, public transit users, and motorists as well. Our streets are different than streets in other places because they are a canvas for our city's cultural life. Since the launch of the plan, more than $52 million has been invested in transportation and infrastructure projects. These projects have led to more welcoming gateways, better lighting, colorful murals, and an overall more welcoming environment. The City of Dayton's Livable Streets policy helps to ensure that when there is a new construction project, features like wider sidewalks, bike lanes, street trees, landscaping, green space, and accommodations for public transit users are taken into design considerations. Patterson Boulevard streetscape enhancements are a great example of this policy in action. I can't talk about transportation and infrastructure without mentioning I-75 modernization. Over $415 million have been invested in I-75 improvements just since 2010, and this project is providing much-needed updates to the more than 50-year-old highway between the intersections of Route 4 and US 35. This project is expected to be completed in the fall of 2017. Looking forward to the future, not soon enough, right, Mayor? Looking forward to the future, there are several recommendations that will build on our progress and help make downtown streets more connected and livable. A circulator. Other downtowns have successfully implemented on focused downtown bus routes that circulate through destinations in the center city. This type of program would be free and complement other types of public transportation and provide enhanced connectivity through downtown Dayton. A place-based transportation plan. This is important in order for us to connect important corridors and pathways to key destinations in the core. Examples include 5th Street as an entertainment corridor and the link to Sinclair Community College. A signage and wayfinding system. Greater downtown streets and public spaces would be more accessible with added and improved signage. The idea is to develop a plan that will identify major destinations, signage locations, and sign design that integrates existing signage to eliminate clutter. And did anybody mention the bike share system? We are going to implement our bike share system. We're going to do that in the spring of 2015 and join the growing number of cities across the world who have implemented similar systems. I believe this program has great potential to be a game changer in the way people think about transportation in this city, and I hope each and every one of you will become members. Lighting and artwork in the public realm. Streetscapes that feel safe and welcoming play a major role in connectivity. We need to continue to make investments in things like lighting, artwork, street trees, and engaging public spaces to build on recent progress and also support plans to continue to grow our downtown neighborhood. Now let's please welcome Dave Williams to the stage, who's going to tell you more about that.
Thanks, Mark. Val said to hurry up, so I thought I'd go off script and make it a little bit longer. I just got to reach out to Josh and Brent and Doug, who brought Square One to Dayton and went through the challenges that it took to get going through the cannery's construction. You guys don't know, because those guys were all about customer service. And that's why they've won, and that's why they continue to win. And that's what we need to teach our small businesses downtown. They will win if they really focus on customer service. So now to the reason why I'm here. I was brought in about 1.5 years ago. I had lunch the other day with Tim Reardon, and we were talking. We hadn't really gotten to know each other. And he says, "So Dave, what do you know about this housing thing?" And I said, "Well, you know, this, that, and told him all my stories. He goes, well, it looks like you got enough scars to be doing this job. So I'm the director of market rate housing. Across the nation, cities are coming back because of the influx of new housing in our downtowns, and Dayton's no different. My charge is to significantly change the pace at which we bring housing to Dayton. It is a critical component to make this an 18-hour street. Our goal is to alter the landscape by bringing in 2,500 additional units. And our strategy will begin by tackling some of our biggest challenges. By tackling the opportunities of adaptive reuse and historic fabric that provides both the equity sources and the unique venues for housing and first floor vibrancy. We must capitalize on our strengths and use the existing infrastructure, built environment, which Charlie was alluding to, which really makes a great opportunity for them to set up an urban setting that cannot be duplicated anywhere else in the region. Cities like Cleveland, while they are larger, they've also had similar challenges. But they leveraged their history and brought over $400 million worth of equity and historic tax credits to the marketplace, a key ingredient for success for us. If we can pair these up with other programs like New Market, PACE, EB5, geothermal tax credits, residential tax abatement, we will significantly close the gap and make projects more and more doable and increase the momentum of which we can bring housing to market. But even with these gaps, or even with these sources, we still have some gaps. Creating unique funding sources, such as the Acquisition and Construction Fund, First Floor Fund, pre-development and adaptive reuse gap funding significantly alter the development landscape and help solidify the deals in greater downtown Dayton. We must be aggressive and creative, forging new partnerships like with the National Trust and the America Saves programs as we look to sustainable components and working with small businesses on energy savings components. We need to help support the participation with our feet on the ground and raising funding with all these programs and projects. So, if we do and keep things moving as quickly as we can, and we start raising the bar instead of lowering it, we will bring confidence to the marketplace, and that's a key ingredient. They want to see all of our developers, Charlie, Greater Dayton, all those guys are looking to us to bring confidence to the marketplace. If we can begin to do that and continue to do that, we will continue to have developments move forward. We must implement a targeted strategy that brings critical projects to fruition and eliminates challenges and expedites redevelopment opportunities. Our deliverables are a marketplace that attracts more developers that are willing to invest in our downtown. The demand for our urban living is strong. Downtown housing, especially adaptive reuse, requires developers with experienced skill set that can overcome the challenges of the unique urban environment. One of the major reasons downtown is growing is because living urban is hip, from Gen Yers to boomers, and everything in between. The following video will show some of our best.
Kick back and relax with us. Enjoy a night away with us, or get out and play with us. Because downtown, we take our fun seriously. Our city is one that everyone can enjoy, where each experience is unique. This is downtown Dayton. Let's have some fun.
Hi, I'm Neil Gittleman, Artistic Director and Conductor of your Dayton Philharmonic Orchestra. I've been working here in the Dayton arts community for almost 20 years, and over that time, I've seen us become the region's premier destination for arts and entertainment. When people come to downtown Dayton to play, they're not just visitors, they're part of this city's soul, part of what makes it alive and vibrant. In the past few years, people have really bought into the idea of the excitement of the Dayton arts and entertainment scene. Downtown has so many great assets that have gotten stronger since the launch of the plan in 2010, and I'd like to touch on a few of those key areas of progress. Dayton has always been a city of people who work well together. Collaborations made us stronger in the past, make us stronger now, and will make us even stronger in the future. I'm proud to be part of the Dayton Performing Arts Alliance, the first of its kind merger of a U.S. ballet company, opera company, presenting Magic Flute this weekend in the Schuster Center, and symphony orchestra. So I know about the transformative power of collaboration. And downtown is the hub of the Dayton region's arts and cultural district. And studies show that the arts are in the top 3 of the most important factors when businesses and employees make relocation decisions. Since the launch of the plan, the number of annual visitors to Greater Downtown has increased from 5 million to 7.25 million people. Now that shouldn't be a surprise because we have some of the region's best venues, like the venue we're in right now. And we host some of the best events, activities, and experiences. From big community festivals at Riverscape, like the Celtic Festival, to weekday programming on Courthouse Square, or special events like First Friday or the Taste of Oregon. There's always something going on in downtown Dayton. Downtown is also home to a cluster of successful, locally owned, independent restaurants like Lily's, Solar, Wheat Penny, Roost, Coco's, Delish, and Olive, just to name a few of my faves. And it's not just good food downtown, there's great stuff to drink too. Like all the microbreweries and distilleries that have opened recently, downtown has become the place for cutting-edge beverage creators to work their brewing and distilling magic. Toxic Brew, the Fifth Street Brew Pub, Warped Wing, the Belle of Dayton, and soon the Dayton Beer Company are building an exciting entertainment and nightlife set of options in our community. A few years ago, a Find It Downtown mobile app was launched, and it's right here on page 1 of my phone's home screen. More than 7,000 people use it to get info on everything from events to parking locations. And if you don't have it yet, grab one of the cards at the registration table that has a QR code that will steer your smartphone right to the app. This is just one example of the collaborative marketing efforts underway to promote all the great stuff that's happening downtown. And we can't talk about playing downtown without mentioning all the outdoor recreation opportunities there are. And here's Kathy Ponitz to tell us what's shaking there. Kathy?
Well, I have to say, I'm really excited to be talking about active lifestyles, but it was a little daunting when I heard that I would have a picture of me in spandex on the big screen in front of 500 people. But let that be proof positive that you do not have to be a size 4, nor do you have to be 24 to enjoy an active lifestyle and all the adventure that downtown awaits. And I will tell you, I have really discovered a love of cycling, and I have been to Springfield, to Xenia, to Kitty Hawk Golf Course, which now I can go across the street and go gamble if they have a bike rack. All the way southwest as far as I can get until the detour sign. I can't wait until that comes down. But most importantly, I have made some great new friends in the cycling world. As a matter of fact, that picture on the top right, those would be my girls who are part of the chain gang. Bottom right. The chain gang, and actually that was on our way to ride this summer a collective of almost about 500 miles to support organizations that are putting an end to domestic violence. So there are a lot of great things that go along with biking, and downtown truly is the hub of our regional cycling network that now encompasses an additional 42.5 miles of connected trails since the launch of the plan. So thank you, Downtown Dayton Partnership for that. And yes, I threw in a little bit of kayaking on the Mad River just to change it up a bit. Through my role at CareSource, I've had the opportunity to be part of several projects in the greater downtown Dayton plan that aim to make this city the place for those who want action and adventure. And at CareSource, we are especially excited about the projects that are going to enliven our downtown riverfront, since it is literally right out our front door. There have been $1 million in river corridor investments since the launch of the plan, and another $5.5 million planned in near-term projects, a true testament to the commitment to this city. The CareSource Foundation is proud to be a partner in the River Run project, which we're thrilled about, set to begin construction next year. This is a $4 million initiative that will open our downtown river to a cascade of additional recreation opportunities. And just think, you will be able to paddle all the way through downtown. Or if you're more of an observer, I'm really excited to see what some of these crazy kayakers are going to do on that whitewater run. I think it will be quite spectacular. It is going to make it easy access, vibrant, and definitely a destination for adventure. The new Mad River Run at Eastwood Metro Parks, where that picture was taken, as a matter of fact, connects Wright Pat and Wright State to downtown via Techtown and is one of the most paddled sections of the river in the state. So this will be a great linkage to River Run once it is complete. And another exciting river opportunity is the River Run Mural Design Project. It received funding earlier this year, which we're very excited about, from the state of Ohio, and local sponsorship support from Cox Media Group and CareSource. Can I just say, I did not buy my way into this spot because we have funded a lot of river things. I think that will be it for a while, but we're very excited about those items, especially because it's a great collaboration, not just with the partnership, but with the Miami Conservancy District and a team of community partners who are recruiting local artists to bring us original designs from which to select the very best fit for that very unique space. It will be painted on that huge concrete wall that is on the north side of the river that basically has been blank and nothing for a long period of time. So I'm very excited about that. The winning piece of art will be painted on that wall in 2015. Dayton Visual Arts Center is coordinating submissions. If you have a brilliant idea today, we look forward to seeing what the talent in this community dreams up. Our city is walkable and connected to so many fitness options, from old school boxing classes to yoga, whether you take it in a studio. I've been out there some days riding actually, and I see just a sea of hundreds of people doing yoga under the awning at Riverscape. That's something quite spectacular. I think many of us have probably participated in some of the 20+ 5K walks that usually start either at Fifth Third Field or Riverscape all across downtown. So with that, we hope that many of you will get involved. I started with cycling, so I'll end with cycling. Mark Donahue touched on capital funding. But I think it's also important to mention what this bike share program means for all of us. We are one of the fastest growing cycling communities, and new amenities like this and the bike hub at Riverscape and all of the bike racks throughout downtown have really brought some additional sparkle and activity to our landscape. And I'm so proud of the pace of this progress because this is my city too. The plan calls for a broad range of community partners to actively support cycling as a transportation choice. There will be more than 200 bikes in greater downtown that are accessible via stations throughout our city, thanks to our initial partners, the Greater Dayton RTA, Bike Miami Valley Regional Planning Commission, the City of Dayton, Montgomery County, and of course, the Downtown Dayton Partnership. So proud of each of you for saying yes. So now, before I turn this over to our friend Carrie Scarf from the awesome Metro Parks, I'm going to ride this bike off and show you that it's possible to do it in a dress. Thank you.
I'm Carrie Scarf. I'm the Deputy Director of Five Rivers Metro Parks and also a proud resident of the greater downtown. The plan partners have developed several updated recommendations for arts, entertainment, public spaces, the river, active lifestyles, all those things, all those elements and assets that provide us the ways that we can play downtown. And so I'm here to tell you about those this evening. Cycling, obviously you've heard a lot about it tonight. It's an integral part of our transportation culture here in the downtown. It's also an incredible recreation opportunity. We have the largest connected bikeway system in the nation, and the hub is right here in downtown Dayton. When we launched the plan in 2009, we had a goal to attain bronze level bike-friendly status, and we did that. Our goal now is to attain silver level bike-friendly status. The first city in the state of Ohio to do that will submit for that next year, and I believe we'll get it. To do that, yeah, it's great, isn't it? To do that, we'll continue to implement bike lanes and bike share roads in the downtown, other cycling infrastructure. We'll improve the cycling culture. We want to attract a bike shop and a bike co-op. We'll continue to provide assets for cyclists like informational signage and parking. We want cycling to be accessible and friendly to those in spandex, those in blue jeans, and those in suits. All of this, of course, is going toward that ultimate goal in 2020 of being platinum level bike-friendly community. In 2015, we'll launch the Riverscape River Run. And when we open this segment of the downtown river corridor to paddling traffic, we want to make sure we leverage that incredible asset. Kathy also already mentioned that from Eastwood Metro Park down the Mad River into downtown is the most paddled stretch of river in the state. And now those people will be able to continue on through downtown to Caroline Park. So we want to be ready for that, to leverage that with more events on the river, with programming, with classes that teach people how to paddle. And like cycling, we want the rivers to be accessible to the experienced paddlers down to the novice paddlers, and make the rivers more comfortable, more easy to access, and bring people not just to the river as we've done so well to this point, but get people out on the river and in the river. When we have so many people living, working, and going to school in the downtown, we need to make sure that they have outdoor active recreation things to do right out their back door. It's hip. It's what attracts the creative class and keeps them here. So we need to provide those outdoor recreation destinations in the downtown. Slacklining, a skate park, disc golf, a mountain bike, pump track. Those types of assets that we can spread throughout the city will keep the creative class here. But it needs to be, those destinations need to be not just for those who are here, but a regional destination. As we build Dayton's reputation as the outdoor adventure capital of the Midwest, then we leverage that here in the downtown and grow our reputation as a great destination for outdoor recreation. So as we provide all this outdoor active lifestyle elements, cycling, paddling, and outdoor recreation destinations, all of that is poised along the backbone of the river. The river is our greatest natural asset. And as we build all these assets around the river, we need to plan thoughtfully for that. So in 2015, in the greater downtown, we'll launch a riverfront master plan, so that as we take advantage of the opportunities that exist along the riverfront, the new land that will be available as a result of the I-75 project, the potential for the fairgrounds, the Deeds Park and the opportunities there with the Water Street development, we need to plan thoughtfully for that and make sure that we create the return on investment that so many cities across the nation have seen bringing hundreds of millions of dollars back into the city in private investment and revenue. And again, as we grow as a city, more people living and working, as we become that 18-hour-a-day city, it's important that our public spaces are active, vibrant, and available. So Dave Hall Plaza, Cooper Park, Courthouse Square, and Riverscape, these are the nodes that will connect the fabric of our city. And it's important that we activate these with arts and entertainment to create a more walkable downtown, to make downtown a hopscotch of diversity and vibrancy and activity. We have in the greater downtown some of the best events that the region has to offer. The Celtic Festival, Oktoberfest, the Women in Jazz and the Reggae and the Blues concert. We also have some of the greatest venues with Carillon Park, the Dayton Art Institute, Riverscape, Dave Hall Plaza. We need to coordinate our efforts and collaborate to buttress each other as we present these events to ensure that Dayton continues to be the cultural center of the region and continues to attract the highest quality traditional and non-traditional events. And lastly, as we provide all these assets, as we provide our urban parks and outdoor recreation and the events, and as downtown itself begins to crystallize around an image and a brand, we need to collectively grasp that image and brand and project it in a unified and collaborative way into the community so that people like Shelley and Dave can go out and sell this city, can sell jobs and can sell businesses and can sell residents and fill this city with the excitement that we've heard about this evening. And so enough of the Midwestern humility. We live in a great city. This is our city. Let's go get it.
Okay, thanks, Carrie, and thanks to all of our presenters, reporting on the progress, but also telling your personal stories. You saw some snippets of some videos, and as we wrap up this meeting, we're going to run a video here. It's about 2 minutes, just to give you another look at our city. So go ahead and roll it.
This is where I live, where I create, where I play. This isn't just a city with a plan, it's a city on the move. This is downtown Dayton. This is our city. Since launching the Greater Downtown Dayton Plan in 2010, Dayton has seen a lot of progress, and there's still more to come. We're a city with momentum, a city with a passion for our people. And that's why more and more people are choosing downtown to be connected, to start a journey, to come to life. This is downtown Dayton. Make it your city.
That is our city. There were a lot of people that volunteered to be in that video. If you're here, stand up and raise your hands, okay? Thank you very, very much. It took a lot of folks. And also, you know, Rachel and Kenny Mosier produced that video for us. They are one of our very own, a downtown creative firm, Showdown Productions. So I think they captured the essence of our city. Mike and the mayor?
Well, we'll close it out, but I think that that little movie does a great job of capturing what we're all about. I think, you know, it tells the story of what we've accomplished and what we're about doing in the future. And I hope that all of you in this room today will help us and go out and spread the good word of what's going on in your downtown. Now, all of you have received a brochure, I think, that briefly highlights the planned progress and the recommendations that we've talked about today. A full copy of the updated plan is available at plan.downtown-dayton.org, and that's in the brochure. And I hope you will take some time to check out the details of the plan, because the excitement of the plan is really when you start looking at some of the details. Before I end, there's a couple of things I'd like to do. Number one, this has been a lot of fun in this meeting. It takes a lot of work to pull all this together. So I'd like to thank the staff of the Downtown Dayton Partnership. So wherever you are, stand up and really great job. Great job, everybody. Also, I want to make sure that I remind you all to join us for some libations after this. The bars will be open, and I think there's still some food there, so everybody can mingle and kind of celebrate a little bit. And special thanks, really, goes to all the planned partners. That is the City of Dayton, Greater Dayton RTA, Citywide Development Corporation, Five Rivers Metro Parks, Montgomery County, and the Downtown Dayton Partnership. And I'm going to turn things back over to my co-chair, Mayor Nan Whaley. But before I do that, I just want to tell you that I've been working with Nan now for the last year since she got elected on all of this stuff. And I can tell you that she is doing a great job for you as mayor. She's doing lots of hours. With that, I'll turn it over to you, Nan.
Thanks, Dr. Irvin, and thank you for your leadership with the Greater Downtown Dayton Plan. You volunteer your time, and we really appreciate everything you do for Dayton. Thank you. In closing, I also want to thank all the plan partners, the elected officials, and everyone else in this room for joining us today. But I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't issue a challenge. As we heard over and over and over today, this is our city. Now go out there and do something that will help make it even greater than it is today. This is a room of doers, but I gotta ask you, what else can you do? Or who can you inspire? I believe our revitalization is just getting started, and I can't wait to see where we are the next time we come together for a plan update. Let's get to work. Thanks.